Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding that a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders. No more stressing over what people think, no more obsessing over minor setbacks, and no more wasting time on things that don't actually matter to your happiness. Sounds freeing, doesn't it? That's exactly what Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F*** is all about. It's not about becoming careless or indifferent. It's about realizing that our energy is limited. And instead of trying to care about everything, we should focus on the things that actually make a difference in our lives. In this video, I'm going to show you how the ideas from this book can change the way you approach your everyday life. From how you deal with challenges to how you define success, these lessons might just be the key to living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. So stick around, because by the end, you'll know how to stop giving a fuck about the things that drain you and start focusing on what really matters. The first big lesson from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F*** is that not everything deserves your attention. We live in a world where we're bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations. It's easy to feel like we have to care about everything. Our job, our social media presence, the latest news, other people's opinions about us. But here's the truth. Most of these things don't really matter. Manson teaches that we should only give our attention to the things that align with our core values. Instead of spreading ourselves thin by caring about everything, we should focus on a few things that genuinely matter to us. Think about your life right now. How much of your energy is spent on things that stress you out, but don't really bring value to your life? And next, let's talk about happiness. Most people think that happiness comes from living a life free of problems. But Manson flips that idea on its head. He says that happiness comes from solving the problems that matter to you. We all face problems in life. It's unavoidable. But instead of trying to avoid them or wishing for a life without struggles, Manson teaches that the key is to focus on solving meaningful problems. For example, if you care about your health, then dealing with challenges like going to the gym or sticking to a diet is a problem worth facing. On the other hand, stressing over what a random person said about you online isn't a meaningful problem. It's just a distraction. The trick is to choose problems that help you grow, that align with your values, and that make your life better in the long run. One of the most eye-opening ideas in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F*** is that you are not special. Now, this might sound harsh at first, but it's actually a liberating idea. Here's why. When you believe you're special, or that the world owes you something, you set yourself up for disappointment. We all face struggles, we all experience failure, and we're all trying to make sense of life. By accepting that you're not the exception to the rule, you free yourself from unrealistic expectations. Life isn't supposed to be easy for you just because you're special. It's tough for everyone, and that's okay. Instead of waiting for life to go your way, you learn to roll with the punches and focus on what's within your control. And now let's talk about failure. Manson makes a strong case that failure is not the end, it's the beginning of growth. Most people fear failure and try to avoid it at all costs. But here's the truth. Failure is necessary. It's through failing that we learn, adapt, and improve. Think about it. Any successful person has failed many times before they achieved their goals. But the difference between them and everyone else is that they didn't stop when they failed. They saw failure as feedback, as a chance to learn what doesn't work so they could find what does. Instead of fearing failure, Manson encourages us to embrace it. The more willing you are to fail, the more likely you are to succeed in the long run. Another important lesson from the book is this. Success isn't just about achievements, it's about living according to your values. Many of us get caught up chasing external success, like money, status, or recognition. But Manson argues that these things won't bring you lasting happiness. What really matters is whether your life aligns with your core values. If you value honesty, integrity, or family, then success for you should be measured by how well you live according to those values. not by how much money you make or how popular you are. For example, if you're in a job that pays well but it forces you to compromise your values, like sacrificing your time with family or doing work that doesn't feel meaningful, you're likely to feel unfulfilled, even if you're successful by society's standards. One of the most powerful messages in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F is about taking responsibility. Manson argues that you are responsible for your life. That doesn't mean you're to blame for everything that happens to you, but it does mean you're responsible for how you react to what life throws your way. When you take responsibility for your decisions, your mindset, and your actions, you empower yourself to make changes. But when you blame other people or external circumstances, you give away your power. You stay stuck in the same cycle, feeling like a victim of your circumstances. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that while you can't control everything, you can always control how you respond. That's where your power lies. Finally, one of the most sobering yet freeing lessons from Manson's book is this: life is short. We don't have an unlimited amount of time, and that's why it's so important to choose wisely what we give our energy to. When you accept that your time on this planet is limited, it changes the way you see everything. Suddenly, all those little things you stress about, the minor annoyances, the petty arguments, don't seem so important anymore. Instead, you start focusing on the things that truly matter, like spending time with the people you love, pursuing meaningful goals, and living in a way that aligns with your values. By embracing the reality of our mortality, we free ourselves to live more fully. We stop wasting time on things that don't matter and start focusing on what makes life meaningful. At its core, the subtle art of not giving a is about focusing on what truly matters in life. It's about letting go of the things that don't deserve your energy and investing your time and attention in the things that bring value, fulfillment, and meaning to your life. Manson's message is clear. Life will always have problems, but the key to happiness is solving the right ones. It's about embracing failure, taking responsibility for your life, and understanding that real success is about living according to your values, not chasing external rewards. And perhaps most importantly, it's about remembering that life is short, so don't waste it on things that don't matter. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this message today. Thanks for watching, and remember, you don't have to give a f*** about everything, just the things that truly matter.